Joyguru, the other name of Lord Shiva is Bholanath. Now, why such name has given to Lord Shiva? This is our topic of discussion. You see, one of the names of Lord Shiva, out of many names, is Bholanath. It means that he who forgets everything, he who forgets incidents, happenings, etc. Now, if we assume that this is true, then it is clear that Lord Shiva has no power of retention of memory, isn't it? But is it really so? On the contrary, he has the maximum retentive power that we can even imagine. So, what is the real truth underlying this name? The real truth is that he forgets our maltreatments towards him, our misdeeds towards him, our insults towards him, our mischiefs towards him, because he is so merciful Lord that he forgets everything, and that means he judges a person, by not considering his faults, his misdeeds, his negative things. He always takes the positives from us. So therefore, that's why his name is such. If we see that, if we assume, for example, that he is really forgetful, then it tantamounts that he is an insane person. Well, in a way he is insane, but there is a definite pattern of insanity in it. And whenever you see that there is a definite pattern of insanity, definite pattern in insanity, it clearly indicates that he is possibly the best physician of that particular insanity. Now, what happens in our case? If a person insults us, or if a person, does not treat us properly, if a person, does harmful activities against me, for example, out of nothing, that means because of my no faults, in that case what happens? I get angry. This is rather the natural reaction. But if we consider the name of Bholanath, that is the name of Lord Shiva, that other name is Bholanath, and if we can forget that person's ill treatment, that person's insults, misbehavior, misdeeds, etc., then it would be good for me, good for us. The reason is why. We people used to, get angry. And it is quite natural, we think that. But even then, if we see within common people, then we can see the degree of difference. There is a degree of difference. Some people are there who cannot forget others' misdeeds, others' insults, or others' harmful activities till death. I have heard, some people to say that, well, can I forget him? Because the injustice, the maltreatment that he has done towards me, I would not forget it till death. I should say that person is the most unfortunate person, because that to the extent we would be forgetful, up to that extent we would be happy, we would be peaceful, we would be blissful. So therefore, forgetfulness is a bliss, I should say. Try to forget the negative things. Well, it's easy to say, but difficult to do. I must admit it. I am the first person to confess it. Definitely, it's very difficult. As a matter of fact, I myself cannot do it. But this is the theory. Because, for example, we see it in great men's life. For example, I can give you an unique example. You see, in case of Sarodama, actually one day she was standing in front of her hut, and one of the sannyasin sons was there, and all of a sudden a person came, and he insulted the Sarodama severely, most bitterly, You see, he used abusive languages and all, you see, all bitter talks and talkings, you see. So therefore, out of nothing, as we all know, that Saradama did not do any harm to anybody. It was rather she was the embodiment of, you see, simplicity. She was the embodiment of, you can say, you see, she was so sympathetic, she was so empathetic to people that he could not, you see, do any wrong to anybody. But we see what happens actually. What happened actually? That person, you see, because of his own obsession of complexes, you see, that person hurled, you see, abusive languages towards Saradama. But Saradama was, you see, very patiently listened every words of that person. And when that person did not get any answer from mother, he went away. And the sannyasin son, see, he was furious, and he immediately asked mother that you have not answered, you have not replied to that person. You see, you must have told something. But mother said, and the sannyasin son also, you see, he further added that I would punish him. You see, but then mother consoled his son and said, don't do this. You see, yes, these are simply few words, nothing more. These are simply few words, nothing more. Just see her simplicity, her, you see, forgetfulness, I should say. And then you see that, and not only that, she added that yes, he has wanted to give insults to me, but I have not taken it. Here ends the matter. Just see. So this is one of the glaring instances that we must forget things, we must ignore things. But then it's not easy. We see, we people occasionally say that forget and forgive. In most of the cases, of course not in all cases, this is pure hypocrisy. We see, we used to say that that I have forgiven that person, though he has committed serious misdeeds against me. But then we must remember that a person is capable to forgive others only when he has the power to retaliate. In other words, if he has the power to take revenge, only then, but still if he does not take any action against that offender, then only his forgiveness is successful. Then only his forgiveness, I should say, is a truth. Otherwise, in most cases, it is pure hypocrisy. Because we people used to say that I have forgiven him. But you must know that we have no power to retaliate. That's why we are so, forgivefulness. So therefore, a person can forgive only when he or she is capable enough to take revenge. That means he has all the capacity, all the powers to take revenge, but still he does not take any revenge. Bholanath, Lord Shiva, is such that he has all the power to take revenge, but he does not take. He is so sympathetic, he is so empathetic. That's why this name has given to him. And it is also one of the reasons, out of many reasons, that we love Lord Shiva so much. We worship him, so dearly. So therefore, this is the underlying reason. But the truth, I should say, that lesson is that we should be forgetful. This is for our own good. Now the question is why? Now in most cases what happens when a person insults us or a person maltreats us, then we get angry. Of course out of nothing. That means if I have no faults, even then if a person insults me, if a person maltreats me, then I would get angry. But this anger would be accumulated within the mind and it would pollute our mind. And in time what happens? Many diseases would manifest. You see, it is no denying of the fact that there is spectacular advancement of science and technology. But this spectacular advancement of science and technology cannot explain the root causes of some of the diseases. You see, this is really, I should say, one of the neglected field of medical science. You see, when our mind, you see, mind is very important thing in, you see, psychological reaction. Some of the is definitely one of the root causes out of many causes for many illness. So therefore, if our anger, you see, if our anger gets accumulated within our mind, then very many diseases would manifest. And not only that, we can't be, you see, peaceful and blissful. So therefore, to the extent we can forget things, we can forget, up to that extent we would be peaceful being, we would be blissful being, we would be happy. So therefore, we must remember this. And as I have told you that within the common people, I have seen, you see, there is a degree of differences. You see, there are some person, I have heard them, that I can't forget him till death. But at the same time, there are some persons who say that, well, I have forgotten those things. You see, so therefore, there is a degree of differences in between very many people. So we can take lessons from common people also. You see, so therefore, those people who can forget things, not that they can forget immediately after the reaction, but with time, I should say, in time they forget things. They are, I should say, they are blessed people. So you see, power of forgetfulness is definitely a bliss. And in conclusion, I must say that whatever I have submitted to you in this regard, I should say I owe it from the life philosophy of Shri Thakur Anukulachandra, and most particularly a piece of conversation of Shri Thakur Anukulachandra on 29th June 1947. As was usual with his case, he attended audience on that particular day, that is on 29th June 1947, when he himself, you see, questioned his son-in-law named Sudhanshuda. His full name was Sudhanshu Shekhar Moitra. He was a vastly learned person, and he was a principal of a reputed college of Kolkata city. And he, asked his son-in-law, what would be the English meaning of Bholanath? And he himself replied like this, that I think that Bholanath means that master of forgetfulness, master of forgetfulness. And Sudhanshuda listened and then said, and then commented, I should say, that it can be, or it may be master of, forgiveness, master of forgiveness. Then Shri Thakur Anukulachandra stated, well, it is true as well. It is also true as well. So therefore, a person can be, a person can forget others' faults, others' misdeeds, only when he is, forgiveful. So therefore, forgetfulness and forgiveness, or you can say, forgetfulness and forgiveness are, you can say, the two sisters, very close sisters. In other words, they are closely interdependent and interrelated. So therefore, this piece of conversation has provoked me to say this subject today. As a matter of fact, I have selected this topic for today from that piece of conversation that happened between Shri Thakur Anukulachandra and his son-in-law Sudhanshu Shekhar Moitra. Live in love. Joy.